Welcome to another connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on our show this week. Every Monday we have different organizations and different people come into our studio here to talk about what's important in our viewing area. And we hope we bring information to you, perhaps things that you don't know about. We have a lot of great organizations around the viewing area. Sometimes it's just a matter of getting the word out about them and what they're doing in the area to help people. We'll take a break, be back in a moment. We're going to talk with a gentleman about an organization that's doing a lot of things around this area.
Attention safe drivers, keep your vehicle safe with new tires from Worley Tire. Stop in and visit with our friendly and knowledgeable staff and get the tires that are best for your car, truck, or SUV. You can even shop with us online at WorleyTire.com. Worley Tire also features batteries, alignments, tire rotation, and repair. Visit us on the web and like us on Facebook for the latest deals and specials that can keep you and your family safe. Worley Tire, 804 East Stevenson in Harrison.
Here's another satisfied client from Dental Creations of Harrison.
My husband and I both needed to have dentures. I had looked online and we saw a picture of Wanda, just something about her. I thought this is the place we're going to do. And I called in and spoke with Dave, and he was just tremendous. He answered every single question the first call and told us what our copay would be. It was just an awesome experience.
Dental Creations on the square in Harrison, next to the Big Red Boot.
Our first guest on the show today is Mike Bishop, and American Speaks is the name of this program. Mike, thanks for calling us. We appreciate it.
Well, Dennis, appreciate you letting us come in and share some information with your viewers today.
Well, let's just kick it off. What is America Speaks?
Well, and American Speaks is an inspirational and educational mission. It's a nonprofit organization. We started this about a year ago. Tony Rose and I did to. In our work here in the Ozarks and then traveling around the country, we realized that more and more there's a lot of folks around the country concerned about what's happening in our government today, what's happening in America, but at the same time we were seeing such a decline in people's participation in our electric process and in our government. And so we set out with our mission to educate and inform and encourage people to just become better citizens by getting involved.
The overall accomplishment, I guess I should say, is to this program is to do what? I mean, your final accomplishment. What do you want to, at the end of the program, what do you want to say?
Well, at the end of the day, we want to see more Americans participating and turning out and voting to protect our constitutional rights and just the traditional American values that's made our country the great country that it is.
People out in the viewing audience, watching this show today, what could they do? What can they do to kind of be a part of this program?
Well, the first thing they can do for us, of course, is to follow us. You know, social media is such a big thing these days. We keep a very active website. It's AnAmericanSpeaks.com. And if you get on there, you can see we have a resource page on our website that gives you information on how to follow and keep in touch with your congressional leaders, issues that are coming up of the day. Facebook, of course, is a big thing, as you know. And we try to keep everyone totally apprised of things that are happening. I do, as a public speaker, I make myself available to come to churches, to come to high schools. We've done a variety of programs with our veterans, really just to talk and speak about encouraging people to do more. And they can give us a call. We'd love to schedule something with them.
Now, is this, I'm assuming this is a non-denominational thing. Is it tied into any one church or religious group or anything?
No, sir, it's not tied to any particular denomination. We are a Christian organization.
Sure.
I consider myself a Christian patriot.
Absolutely.
Love God and I love our country, and we're not tied with any political organization. We're not, when we speak to folks, we're not out there to change their mind or convince them to vote for a particular candidate or affiliate with any particular party, or even to tell them how they should look at any particular issue that might be in front of us.
A couple of things, Bible reading marathon and National Day of Prayer. I know that's kind of some things that you work with. Let's talk a little bit about those
Okay.
two things.
Well, the Bible Reading Marathon is a new thing for Harrison and Boone County. There's an organization called Bible Reading Ministries International. Here again, a non-denominational organization.
Okay.
And they work around the country promoting folks to read and study the Bible more. That's their primary mission. And they've been very successful over in Carroll County, our neighbors to the west, and they've staged, I think this is the 7th year that they'll be staging their Bible Reading Marathon. They've expanded into Boone County this year, and it'll run April the 28th through May the 5th. And what they do is it's 12 to 13 hours a day during that time period. Down in Minnie Harris Park, they've reserved the park, and they'll have volunteers, readers from all of the area churches and all walks of life that want to read the Bible and proclaim God's Word publicly. And so they do that for a solid week. And then that concludes with the National Day of Prayer. You know, that's always the first Thursday in May. And this year it's May 5th, and at 5:30 that afternoon we'll have a National Day of Prayer observance on the town square.
That's been going on for a long, long time.
Yes, sir.
And National Day of Prayer, where did it get started? Do you know?
Well, that was started several decades ago.
Yes, I know
it's been historically here in our country for some time, and
Right.
it kind of ebbed and flowed here for some time. But in the last 20 years, there's been a strong effort by an organization to keep that alive and keep it happening all over the country. And what you'll find on that day is all over America, people are coming together to pray, just to pray for our nation, to pray for our education, to pray for business, to pray for our society as a whole.
Yeah. I was trying to think, it seems to me like it's at some point in time, if I recall, one of our presidents maybe started it. Did that make sense?
That is correct, and I can't give you the exact.
I don't remember who.
It's been endorsed by several different
Yes,
presidents down
yes.
through the years.
Yes.
And that escapes me. I don't
But
know.
it was started by one of our previous
presidents.
presidents.
Yes, sir.
I know that.
It was.
Speaking of prayer, obviously, probably everyone in the viewing audience, particularly if you're a little older, would remember the name Billy Graham, who has touched the lives of billions of people worldwide. And I see here you've got his son Franklin's going to be going to be in Little Rock. And are you trying to get a group together maybe to go down there?
Yes, sir. We were honored to be connected with the Billy Graham organization to be the contact for Boone and Carroll County. And Franklin Graham established a tour this year. He's visiting every state capital in the country between now and Election Day. He's already been, I think this is his 14th stop when he comes to Little Rock. He'll be at the state capitol, and he's going to hold a 1-hour prayer rally, basically, to pray for our nation. Here again, not promoting any particular political affiliation, but just to ask people to pray for our leaders, to pray for our country. And that's on April the 12th. And what we've done is we've organized a bus trip. People can call into us and reserve a seat. We're going to leave out at North Arkansas College. We'll leave there about 6:30 in the morning. We'll stop in Ferguson's down about halfway between here and Little Rock to have some cinnamon rolls and coffee going in and attend the prayer rally, and then have lunch on the way back. Should be back home about 6:30 that afternoon. And we've got it priced very affordably, and all people have to do is go to our website or give us a call. We'd love to have them. We do still have a few seats available, but the bus is filling up pretty quickly. So
that'd be a good. I've actually heard him speak on national television, and always admired, of course, his father, Billy Graham. Regardless of your faith or denomination, he's a tremendous speaker, and has spoken, like, again, all over the world to leaders and heads of state from every nation in the world, and touched a lot of people. An American Speaks organization like yourself, how do you kind of blend in with other organizations, nonprofits, and how can they help you?
Well, there's something that's real exciting for us. You know, we have the Arkansas Community Foundation as a strong organization that helps nonprofits all over the state, and they started a new program called Arkansas Gives, and this is very exciting, Dennis. Programs like ours, you know, there's not a lot of funding for missions like ours. Arkansas gives us a great opportunity they have a special day on April the 7th. It's called Arkansas Gives Day. And what people can do, if folks are inclined to support efforts like what we're doing with An American Speaks, or there's a variety of nonprofits here in our area that are members of the Arkansas Gives program, they can go online, arkansasgives.org, on that day, and they can make a donation. And what's so significant about that particular day is the donations that come in qualify the recipients, like myself or our organization, to receive bonus dollars from the community foundation. So it enhances our people's giving on that particular day. And so that's on April the 7th, arkansasgives.org. And we would appreciate anybody that would like to support the efforts that we're making. There's also some other folks in the area, Woodland Acres Bible Camp, which is just over between Alpena and Green Forest. They're one of the members. The Bible reading program is the Rainbow Covenant, which is a fostering program for children. There's several great organizations right here in Boone and Carroll counties that will benefit from this.
We're fortunate in this part of the country and in Harrison, in our viewing area here, that we do have a lot of good organizations out there that do a lot for a lot of different people, regardless of their economic status. This looks like one of those situations, and there has been a lot of discussion. We've got about two or 3 minutes left here, but been a lot of discussion. Of course, it's election year. We're gonna have a new president at the end of this year, and I think you're actually seeing somewhat of an evolution of people out there. You got the millenniums, the younger group, and you got my age group that's kind of going by the wayside, the baby boomer generation, which I was in. But we do need people to be involved in government. Government's gotten very big, and we need people at the local levels to not say, well, I can't make a difference, right? Because you really do make a difference.
Well, you do.
One becomes two, becomes three, and then as you grow, you become a nation. And I think people do need to get involved.
Well, we do, and we have not only we're so blessed, Dennis, to live in this great nation where we have that opportunity, and we have not only the right, but the responsibility to do that.
That's true. We do.
And government, you hear it said often. It all starts. Politics are local, and it starts at the local level.
It does.
People can get involved with their local school board, with city council, with our county JPs, all the way up to our state legislators and up to national representatives. And if you don't want to run for an office yourself, you can volunteer on committees and campaigns to help people. I have so much faith in the American people. I know that if we get educated and we participate, we're going to fall on the side of right more than not.
We definitely do.
Yeah, but that's been the big void, is we've seen just fewer and fewer people. One big area that we're suffering is our young people.
Yes.
In the midterm elections 2 years ago, only about 20% of the registered people between 18 and 29 even voted.
Yeah. I hope we see a big change.
I hope we do
this
too.
National election. It's very important. Our country is in a situation right now where it's time. We've got to make the turnover,
right.
And we can, and we are a great nation. But we've kind of slipped a little bit, I think.
We have, and that's one of the things that we really want to do. And after I've had a chance to sit here and think just a minute, I believe Ronald Reagan was the president.
He was definitely the one. I think he was the one. I was going to say him, but didn't know for sure. But I think he's the one that actually came up with the National Day of Prayer.
I think that was
Mike,
correct.
Thanks for coming in today. We appreciate it. Good information. Looks like you got a good organization out there working towards some things that people can get involved. If they want to get involved in An American Speaks, can they give you a call or go to your website?
They sure can. The easiest thing to do is visit our website, anamerikanspeaks.com. I'd love to have them visit with us there. We've got phone numbers and other ways to contact us right there.
Fantastic. Mike, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. An American Speaks, an organization trying to get more involvement from all age groups out there in our community and obviously around the country. April 28th through the 5th, Bible Reading Marathon, and May the 5th is the National Day of Prayer. Don't forget those dates. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We're going to have a couple of people talk about a huge grant for substance abuse that we have here in Boone County.
We all need the help of a pharmacy from time to time. Sullivan Pharmacy would like to thank all their customers for supporting them as an independent local pharmacy. When you trade with an independent pharmacy, you deal with an owner that supports the local economy and charities. Visit Sullivan Pharmacy for any of your over-the-counter or prescription needs. It's important to keep helping those that help the community. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 Main Street, Harrison, serving this area since 1965.
Spring has already started at Sisters Flower and Gift Shop. The ladies at Sisters have created some beautiful spring floral arrangements, and new home accent items are arriving daily. You'll also find a great selection of centerpieces, unique birdhouses, wall decor, and many other great gift items. Come by and check out the many Razorback items on display. From handcrafted metalware, dinnerware, serving pieces, tabletop items, and cooking utensils, Sisters has just the right item for any occasion. Catch the spring fever at Sisters Flower and Gift Shop. We are so much more than flowers.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on our show this week. The next two guests in our studio are from NAEFI, two individuals, and we're going to talk about a big grant that took a long time to get, but they worked hard at it, and it's going to pay off, I'm sure. Karen Hill, Patrick Hunter, thank you both for coming in today.
Hello, thank you.
We
Thank you for
appreciate
having us.
I guess we'll start off with you. You guys just back and forth whoever's got the expertise in the question. The grant itself, $625,000 grant. Is that what you
Overall, that is
the total grant? I guess
that's the total grant for a certain time period. We
Right.
applied for and received $125,000 for year one
Okay.
on a competitive basis. And that was a very difficult process. It took a couple of years to get all the paperwork, et cetera, in the right order and the right whatever. It was given to us in September of this year, and we immediately turned around and wrote for the second year grant, which is another $125,000.
Okay. So you have to do every year.
Every year,
over the period of time.
competitive for the first year, and then non-competitively for the next 4 years.
Now, okay, stop you right there. What do you mean non-competitively? Is that nobody else can go after that grant, or what's that mean?
That's kind of what it means. It means that we're not competing with other counties for that particular money,
Okay.
but we have to show that we've done what we've told them that we're going to do, and do the reporting to let them know that things are progressing. And
Meet
if
all the
they
requirements, yeah.
exactly,
Okay, so they're going to make you show that you're using it for the right purposes, obviously.
Exactly.
Okay, so what does the grant cover? Give me just an overview.
Well, we have it covers prevention.
Okay.
Prevention for youth ages 18 or up to 24.
Up to
actually.
25.
Yes, up to 25. That's right. So from youth, say middle school and sixth graders, even younger than that if needed, but typically from sixth grade on through the age of 25.
That's
So-
kind of the broad base of
Right.
where you're going with this substance abuse.
Right.
It is, in
money.
particular, with 3 areas of focus: tobacco, prescription drugs, and marijuana. I believe, is that right? Or
no,
alcohol?
alcohol.
Excuse me,
There-
alcohol.
there's
There was
actually-
4 originally.
Right.
Okay.
And we've more or less put marijuana on the back burner for now, at the advice of the grantors. But we are specifically with alcohol, youth use of alcohol, binge drinking, and other lifetime use, of which 1 in 3 kids in Boone County are actually using alcohol in some way, tobacco, and Patrick can talk to you more about tobacco.
Let's talk a little bit about the Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition itself, just real quickly.
All right.
What your the broad base of it.
Well, certainly, the Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition, it's a broad coalition of many players in the community, whether it become medical care and the Boone County Health Unit and other areas that would have an interest in controlling substance abuse. And I, as newly elected president of that coalition, am now heading up this coalition that originally had given its full endorsement and support of the Drug-Free Communities Grant. This is actually done by the Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
Right, the coalition existed since 2005. So it's been a long-standing coalition. So this is a boost for them to widen their scope, get more members, address the problems that exist here. One of the main tenets of the Drug-Free Communities Grant is local problems require local solutions. So by gathering up our coalition and finding out how our problems manifest themselves here in this county, we can then develop responses and solutions to that. We have 12 sectors that we're involved with. You mentioned the health unit.
That's right.
So health is one of them. Medical is another. Law enforcement we work with. Faith communities we work with. Schools, parents, youth programs.
Part of the, I guess, in fact, I was on the initial group and attend some. We remember when we set up the Hometown Health Initiative program. Has this come out of that?
Absolutely.
So to speak?
Absolutely.
The
The Hometown Health program did an assessment, and out of that program came a child health subcommittee.
Gotcha.
And that turned into the Substance Abuse Prevention Project or Program Subcommittee, and NAFI wrote the grant on their behalf.
Okay.
So we're intertwined totally.
I assume that's kind of where you're going. The great grant, there's no doubt about it. I mean, we talk about that kind of money, even $125,000 a year goes a long way. Where are you going to direct this money? What's your game plan for this?
The game plan initially is based on training and coalition building, finding out what our problems are, what our issues are. We know that we have tobacco use in the county. We know that we have marijuana and prescription drug use in the county. Our stats show that. We know that we have alcohol use in the county. Our stats also show that. But what we're going to be doing is creating a strategic plan going forward. The good thing about this grant is that you don't have to do it all in 1 year. You have a up to 10-year program, because even after the first 5 years that we've talked about, we can do another 5-year grant program based on what we accomplish in the first 5 years. So it's a big boon to the county. It just brings in so much in terms of pulling together and finding out what local problems are and what local solutions can be. Because we're a very rural county, agricultural county, and so our problems are not the same as someone in a large metropolitan area. They're unique to us. However, they are very similar to other rural counties in the nation, and right now we are attending 3-week trainings with other coalitions that are new like us, and we see the similarities with the other DFC grantees. It's just amazing to see that a rural area in upstate Washington state has similar issues that we do, and we can compare notes, and then we have a whole array of solutions that we can draw from.
Okay. Let's say, for instance, the $125,000 that you're getting per year. Is the grant require that you use all of that money in that first year, or can you do carryover?
You can carry over a small amount, but here's what the unique thing about this grant is that it is a matching grant. So for each dollar that we spend, we have to show activity in the county that is equal to that match.
Okay.
So we are looking at what our partners and our coalition members are doing, and we are actually reporting on those as well as part of our activity base as matching.
That level of accountability with the Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition members has made them all more effective as a whole and as a group as well.
And what that does in the long run is it builds on sustainability, so that even after our 10 years, we're going to have a sustainable coalition that can move into the future.
Okay. We got about 5 minutes. I want to touch on some other stuff. So where do you in Boone County? Have you already started with pinpointing some of the solution issues?
Right. One thing that we've been working on for a number of years is the Teen Summit, and you can tell a lot about that.
Each November, we hold a 10 summit in which, for Boone County, and it is county specific, we invite all the 8th grade students from all the Boone County schools.
Okay.
We most recently did this around November 18th, I think, of this last year. Is that right? It's 18th.
Right.
I think that's right.
And you find that because that's initiation time for many kids.
That age group is very tenuous, and about 500 come to visit and do that. We give them lunch, and Ray Lozano was our speaker this last time. He's a wonderful motivational speaker and educating on the risks of tobacco use and other aspects, alcohol as well.
Yeah, he did 2 sessions, alcohol and tobacco.
It was fantastically successful. Kids love it. They walk out empowered, which is really what we want to do, is give them every tool that they have at their disposal at this, again, very sensitive age.
Do you see the school districts in Boone County, because that's where your focus is, do you see the counselors, the administration, and so forth in these school districts where you're focusing your efforts? Are they getting behind the program? Are they, of course, there's lots of different programs out there. So are they getting behind
We've
your
targeted 3 schools to begin with: Harrison, of course, Valley Springs, and I think Alpena.
Okay.
And we're beginning to form youth coalitions within those schools.
Okay.
That's our plan, is to get the youth actively involved. They have some fantastic programs for kids that teach about leadership. It's called Lead and Seed, and we'd like to set up something like that where we actually train our youth to develop the skills needed to lead others away from drug use and away from the risks involved, and more toward leading, more toward finding solutions, more toward getting things done as youth. And you'd be surprised at what youth do around the nation.
Well, that's the thing about it. So many organizations, there's nothing wrong with this, but so many organizations that I've seen and we've talked to, many times their focus is at the adult level first and trickle down into the youth. You seem to be more pinpointing the youth themselves, to empower the youth to do some things, which I think you've got to go there. The youth's a lot smarter than we give them credit these days.
They're
because
excellent.
of the electronic media, the World Wide Web. It's not like it was when I grew up. It's a whole lot different. They're sharper, quicker. They're more in tune to what's going on.
It's also giving them a buy-in to their own future.
Yeah.
And we've actually hired a youth program coordinator, and she's been out in the community working with the schools and with coalition members to build that coalition. It's fabulous.
So we're going to see a lot more out of this, I'm sure, in the community from
We're just beginning.
So if anyone gets a call from Chrissy Lachey, they need to respond to that right away. She's into the youth programs, and she's our face to the front.
Doing a fantastic job.
Anything that, about the last minute, anything that the viewing audience can do to support or help you?
We are always looking to garner more membership with our Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition, and I would welcome anyone to give a call to either Karen or myself. My number, of course, is 870-391-3104.
Okay.
I'm with the Tobacco Education Network with the North Arkansas Partnership for Health Education. That's NAEFI, and Karen's also with NAEFI. And your number?
I do the drug-free communities, and
what's your phone number?
Phone number is 391-3538.
Okay. So they could contact either one. Just contact NAEFI, and they'll put them in the right direction, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
You have a lot of your offices are at the center.
Third floor, yes,
Third floor of the
Third
center
floor.
campus of North Arkansas
And
College.
everyone's opinion matters. If we're going to attack this, we need to know what is needed here.
Well, that's true. I mean, the more input you get from the public, the
Absolutely.
better you can focus your efforts into these programs.
Absolutely.
And the youth obviously is our future, so we want to make sure that we do everything we can to make sure that they move in the right direction. Thank you both for coming in today. What a great achievement to come up with a grant like this. As you mentioned, it took a long time to get this. But for Boone County, it's a big shot in the arm. Substance abuse for children is the same here as it is anywhere in the country. We have a problem, so we want to make sure we support these type of programs. Karen Hill, Patrick Hunter, thank you both for coming in today.
Thank you
we
for having
appreciate
us.
it. Good luck with your program, and keep us informed. And we want to have you back on the show once you kind of
We'd be glad to be here.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for joining us on Connection today. We hope we brought good information to you. Join us again next time.
Local television worth watching. KTKO Channel 8.